Right, about to go back to Tassie. Now look, one of my passions in life is the Tasmanian tiger, known as the Thylacine. Question, is it still alive? Is it still around? I'm not quite sure. Recently, my friends and I at TRU, that's the Thylacine Research Unit, we made a couple of TV episodes, and the great thing about that is we had a bit of funding to do that. When you get a bit of money behind you, you can do much more. What we found is obviously not the Thylacine, but what we did find is what I think is the smoking gun, in that we found a paw print from the late 80s, and that paw print was of a juvenile Thylacine. I was pretty convinced that that was solid evidence that Thylacines were around in the late 80s. It was a juvenile. If this was the last Thylacine on Earth, and if it lived its full life, it died probably the mid-90s. So that was the extinction date of the Thylacine. I think it's unlikely that we would have any evidence of the last of a species to become extinct. I believe that the last of anything that becomes extinct would probably just die quietly in the forest and we'd never know about it. It's just human arrogance to think that we could stick a date on it. If it was not the last Thylacine in existence, if it bred and had offspring in the early 90s, and that offspring had offspring, we're looking at an extinction date which is early 21st century. This is where it becomes exciting. Even though we're skeptics, we say, okay, it's most likely extinct. When we're looking at this sort of extinction date, it leaves the possibility open that there may be Thylacines out there. The reason I'm making this video is that we have this opportunity to do a road trip around Tasmania, looking at probably some very interesting areas where there may be Thylacines, and interviewing some interesting people. If we have the finances, we can do a better investigation, we can find out more facts. That's certainly what happened when we did the TV series. We had a bit of finance behind us and we could interview the right people. We have got others that we want to interview, we've got more investigations and more experiments we want to do, and we need the finances to do this. Now this video is not asking you guys for money, because what we've done is we've entered a competition. It's a filmmaking competition to make videos online, and if we win this, it means that we've got the finances to go out and do a much better investigation. So this is where you guys can support us. Instead of sending your money, what you can do is send your support in the form of liking our videos, subscribing to our Thylacine Road Trip YouTube channel. We have a Thylacine Road Trip Twitter and Facebook, and the links are down below in the description of this video. So I urge people to go and subscribe and like these pages, and that's going to help us in our competition to do a web series. And in this web series, if we get the finances, it's going to be much better. If not, we're going to do it anyway. We're going on this Thylacine road trip no matter what, even if we have to finance it all ourselves. But if we get this backing, we're going to do a much better investigation, and who knows what we can find. Like I say, at the moment I'm putting the extinction date of Thylacine about 1995. Before that I would have probably said, probably the 50s. So can we get that extinction date, closer to now? Is the extinction date going to happen next week? What we have noticed is that looking at the sightings, it does look like the species is declining. We see this graph where obviously it seems like we're seeing less of them. So does this mean the species is about to crash? It's a bit of a race against time, and that's why I urge people to come and support us so we can do this road trip and we can hopefully find out more about this fantastic animal. So support us by clicking those links below and subscribing, liking, retweeting and sharing, and leave comments. Let us know what you think. Don't comment on this video, go to the Thylacine Road Trip YouTube videos and comment there, or comment on our Facebook. Just please support us. This is a social media challenge, so the more likes we get, the more retweets, the more page shares, the more comments, the more subscriptions, the closer we get to winning the competition. And if we do win the competition, the closer we get to finding out whether this animal's still out there or not. I hope you guys support us. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.